Hi Leo, and welcome to your February Tarot Psychic Prediction reading with me. I hope that wherever you are around the world, you have had a good, prosperous, successful start to 2015. So let's see what we're going to be doing this month. 4 cards. We will have an overall card or energy card at the end, and each of the 4 cards will represent a week. Then we will do something a little bit different at the end of the reading as well. So we'll just shuffle these a little more, and then we'll see what February is going to be delivering for you. The 5 of Cups, the Emperor, Strength, the King of Pentacles, and the overall energy card we will take from the bottom of the deck, that is the 4 of Swords. So if we take a look here now, we've got 2 major arcanas right in the middle of your reading, so it sort of indicates that the middle of February might be a bit more meaty, if you like, than the starting or ending. Got quite a mixed view: Swords, Pentacles and Cups, and your major arcanas. We'll start with this, the overall energy. We see it being the 4 of Swords, and this is a card of kind of inner contemplative energies. It suggests to take some time out and think things through. So if you like, you could be strategic for the month of February. It's about taking a break from things as well, so slowing down, pacing yourself. It can literally mean taking a small break away from things that you do. So some of you might be going on a little retreat, or just wanting to, you know, take a weekend away and stop your routine, if you like. So a break in your routine. So these are the little words that keep coming to me. It can also mean that someone in your life that you are close to, or in some relationship with you, might take a break away, whether or not it's for work, or they're on holiday, or they've just decided that they want some time out for themselves, and you may feel that a little bit. You may sort of wish that they would come back. Now that moves us down to this card, the 5 of Cups. It's often known or associated with the heart or love chakra because there's the cups there. Now that guy does look a little bit forlorn and sad, so sometimes this can indicate, there's some possibilities here, that relationships may be a little bit sad, that there might be a loss around a relationship. There might be some troubles that need smoothing over, or some people that need to talk, either you or partners, and they need to clear the air and realign where the relationship's going. So there might be some work involved in that. And the other thing is too, he's looking here at the 3 cups that have fallen over and feeling this great loss, but there's still cups standing behind him. He needs to shift his focus. So the message here for you too is about shifting your focus. If you're letting something particularly get away on you, or eat away at you, or you know, you can't, you're obsessive about it, switch your focus and look in the other direction, because there's always other ways of looking at things, and there's always something else going on in your life as well. So you don't have to just focus on the one thing. It is interesting that these are, you know, sort of close together, if you like. I think they're connected. There's a feeling here of a bit of loss. But I think if you look at anything that comes and goes in your life, and you understand that, you know, those beautiful old sayings, everything comes to us for a reason. Some people come into our lives for a lifetime, some only come for a short time, but whatever the reason, they come to teach us, and we gain from it, and we learn from it, and we grow from it. If we think of money, money could be a bit tight at the beginning of February as well. If you're thinking of job applications, it's not necessarily the smoothest of energy around for that either. So it is just a bit of a card of kind of, oh, okay, go away that first week of February. We'll take the lessons, we'll learn everything we can from it, but we're not starting anything new per se, not right at the moment. Then we get the Emperor. He's very powerful, strong, surging energy. He's sometimes an older person or man, and sometimes an Aries or a fire sign. And he can be associated with your work, or someone who gives you help in a lot of different ways. He could be sort of like a lawyer or a legal person. He could be the person you turn to for finding out information, or he could help you set things up. It might even be to do with legal matters or papers or applications of some sort. He can also be someone who is quite firm and sets boundaries and rules and regulations. So this energy could be around in the second week of February. He's positive really, because he keeps things going on the straight and narrow. So he keeps things correct, and he keeps them working, and he keeps them activated. He's a good friend to have, but you wouldn't want to rattle him either. So that energy is around for the second week of February, or it could even be yourself. You know, you're the fire sign as well, so it could just be you taking this position, feeling some great strength. Oh, there she is right there. So the middle of February feels you pick up strength, and maybe that's because you had this kind of feeling in the beginning, but somehow along the 2 weeks in the middle you definitely gain some energetic uplifting at the physical, which is often him, and also at the spiritual and emotional level. This message is often about knowing that you have the strength to get through, knowing that you have support, universal support from higher dimensions in the universe. You can call on those helpers at any time that you need, knowing that you have the ability in this period to perhaps win situations. So if you are going through any legal issues, if you plan them right, put the work in right, you could be the positive outcomer of this. It's also about knowing that you can win situations if there's any arguments or things crop up around at work and close relationships, but it says to do it compassionately, fairly, and in equality, same as this guy, and that's perhaps why he's sitting there, making sure that you don't use your strength in a negative ability. You know, it can be very easy to make people buckle under the strength that you have, but when you do that, no one's really happy. No one's the winner, because they're not happy at being forced into a situation, and in the end you're not really that happy deep down, because you go, oh, you know, was that the right way to handle it? She's a positive card. She is linked to the number 8, the infinite number of life cycles, so she can be about spiritual information coming in that's changing for you, just becoming stronger yourself. Health-wise, she would indicate physical strength coming. If you've been through any ill health and you've needed your physical strength back, she could indicate that. This one though, he has maybe resting and taking the time out and taking the break and being a bit of peace and quiet helps to bring back the strength for you. This, the King of Pentacles, he can be an earth sign, Taurus or Capricorn or Virgo. He can be an older person. He's again quite a lovely man to have around. He's calm, thoughtful. He's very patterned, you know, like he does things in a pattern all the time. So he's dependable. He could be associated with work. He's a pretty positive card. Most of them are pretty positive, really, especially in this latter part of February. With regards to this one, he could literally be someone who might come into your life and sweep you off your feet, if we're talking from a love perspective. He is, as I say, very good at work. He could be a boss, and if we're thinking of work, it could be that your finances are coming along nicely. They would be too with this, most likely, and that you're doing well at work, and that you're considered for what am I saying here? Not achievement, but that your work is noticed and appreciated by your bosses and your superiors. And health-wise, again, he's just sort of saying that your health can be improved or is on the improve, and I think that's for both of these. So the end of February, I feel it does lift up a little bit for you, and it gets lighter. So there we are, Leo. I actually think that's a nice reading. Plenty of strength in that middle bit, which, you know, we all can do with strength, can't we? So let's move on to the second part of the reading. I'm going to use these unicorn cards. And what I'm going to get you to do now is think of a question that you would like answered. And if you can't think of it immediately, just put the video on pause for a second or two or a minute and sort of think of something that's on your mind. And then I'm going to pick one card, and when the card comes out and we look at it, you are going to have to interpret it yourself as well with your question and how you believe it's going to help answer it. And I will also interpret the card. Love from your parents. No matter what, your mother and father love you as much as they can. That's always a beautiful message, isn't it? So I have no idea what your question was, but if we think about it from just a general overall perspective, if your parents are still here with you in the here and now, there is perhaps some support that you could get from them that you may not have tapped into yet, or that you may not have approached them about. You know, parents love you more than life itself in most cases. I understand that's not always the case, but they are usually your biggest supporters. So you can turn to them and ask them either for their knowledge, you know, on a subject matter, or their suggestions, or their input, or they may even be able to help you financially, if you ask, and if you can broach the subject in the right way. The other thing is, if your parents have passed over, then often this is a message that they are connecting to you from the spiritual world, and that they may still be able to help you through dream messages or synchronicities, or their desire to help send the right people to you at the right time for the right reasons. So again, just ask them for support and help, and know that just because they may not be in this physical dimension, they're not actually that far away. Our lives are actually very interconnected at all different dimensional levels. So there you are, Leo. That's a beautiful reading. I also see that there is little ones, babies perhaps. Could be a time of fertility as well, or new babies coming one way or another. And then, Leo, we will just do one more little last bit for your reading. We will pick one of these lovely high vibrational energy cards for you. Metatron, Mercy. Metatron is often the angel associated, or the angelic energy vibration associated with youthfulness or youth on the planet. So younger people and energies, teenagers, children, the bringing in of children, fertility as well. And mercy is forgiveness, I guess, and understanding about situations that crop up. And it's also about having mercy on yourself. So to be kind and gentle to yourself. And you can see the way the king here is dealing to one of his people underneath him with tenderness and caring and mercy. And that's the message for the card, that we have mercy for others that you may wish hadn't done something to you or hadn't treated you in a certain way. So it's about letting go of anger and living your life to your full power and sovereignty, and expressing the implicit power of compassion. Be silent as you meditate on this, and Metatron will bring you inspiration. And you had a bit of silence in the beginning of your reading, so I think somehow the having mercy is matching with that earlier part of February for you. So there you are, Leo. That's a lovely reading of giving and understanding and tolerance, which is a great place to be. Thank you for listening and subbing and liking. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to doing your reading for you in March. So kia kaha and much aroha, everyone.